Hey everybody, I apologize if my phone decides to autofocus at really weird times. I also apologize for doing that last video. I hope it didn't give you a headache like it gave me a headache editing. I think it just did it. So last week I uploaded a video telling you that I was starting to go by male pronouns and by a different name because my gender identity kind of changing. So this is kind of an update. At first everything was like really fine, but then hearing my parents call me by that name, it was just the most disgusting thing that I've ever felt in my soul, and I wanted to like rip my skin off. But like anyone else, it was fine. And it was fine when my friends or my therapist or like anyone else. And rude garbage trucks. And then things started just not feeling right. I started having complete mental breakdowns, just like sobbing and like clawing at myself every single night, because it's very hard for me to understand my gender, and I'm always a person who wants answers and solutions and all of this stuff and like a clear plan. That's not how any of this works though, unfortunately. And I mean, it's also like if I do end up being fully male, I'm probably never going to get surgery or go on T, just because of the type of lifestyle that I'm planning on living. Testosterone might just destroy my voice. Might not, but might. And also I'm afraid of change, like completely afraid of change. But yeah, so things have started feeling more androgynous male and occasionally androgynous female. And so this is definitely like just a gender fluid thing, and it hasn't been fluctuating like this for a long time. It used to just be female androgynous type thing, like tomboy kinda. But yeah, it fucking hurts inside a lot. And it's very difficult. Having to tell people what pronouns to use every day, or if I want to go by a different name, every single name feeling wrong and like triggering me. Like the concept of picking a name or which name to go by like actually just breaks me right now. Again, it's not that I hate my name, it's just sometimes it doesn't fit. It's very feminine. But no other name feels right. Like that other name that I chose doesn't feel right anymore. Not necessarily, occasionally it does, but it's like thinking about other names and people are like, why don't you just choose a name that's gender neutral? And I'm like, no, I don't really want that. It would be name by name, not how it presents, kind of. And it's like, I'm not gonna change my legal name, probably. I mean, like, I'm gonna keep my last name if I ever get married, sort of thing. Like, my name means a lot to me, but sometimes it just doesn't fit. And last week, my therapist asked me a question, because this was basically what our entire session was about. She asked me, if you were to wake up tomorrow to be whatever gender you wanted with no dysphoria, no social consequences, nothing like that, which one would you choose? And I was like, guy. And that's a very interesting choice. I don't know, just recently feminine stuff does feel kind of wrong to me and a little scary, because I have a huge problem being able to differentiate my gender identity with gender norms and stereotypes. Like, if I'm in a male mood, makeup, besides this wonderful Virgil-esque eyeshadow, and yeah, and nail polish and dresses and all that stuff. I don't like dresses anyway. They exhaust me. Like, wearing dresses makes me feel tired. Anyway, those sorts of things I can't handle. But then it's like any other dude, whether they're trans or cisgender or like non-binary stuff sort of thing, it's fine. And it's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Teach me how to do a winged liner. Help. And that's a big me thing, because like I want to feel validated and stuff like that, even though, you know, I'm getting a ton of support from everyone around me. And with things going back and forth and feeling great then not feeling great the next day, it makes me feel like I appear to be a trans trender, which I'm not. I knew some people who seemed like that at school, and at the time I thought that they were, but, you know, they're probably not, because they're probably not. And, you know, just validate anyone's gender, but yeah. Especially because people don't understand gender fluidity a lot, because people think things are set in stone, and I try to put that in a box around me for if I'm like male, then I'm male, and all this stuff. And honestly, it really hurts making this video, and I probably shouldn't be making this video right now because I have a lot of work to do today, but this is just going to sap out all my emotional and mental and physical, by that extension, energy. One of the other saddest parts for me is I feel like I can't make a change once I've come out to someone. Like, there are a few people who I can, like my very closest friends, but like coming out on Facebook or Twitter or Tumblr or whatever, that just feels like scary. Like I'm just being a bother, being fake, all of that stuff. And again, seeming like a trans trender, even though a lot of my friends who are trans or non-binary went through like a million different names before they settled on the one that they're on right now. And that sort of stuff. And the other thing that is very complicated for me is branding, because if you don't know, I also do music stuff. You should check out my channel. There's a link in the description below. Thank you. And it's hard for me to choose a name for it. And if you keep going back and forth and it's, yeah, and you're not like known at all, that kind of makes it hard for you to be found. And it's not like I necessarily want to be hugely famous, but, you know, I can't market myself as a performer if someone finds me one day but then can't find me the next day because I'm going under a different name. And like, you got all of these lectures at McNally about you gotta get your stuff and you have to be able to be found all across the board, and you've got to update your social media constantly, and you gotta blah blah blah. And you gotta have your own website. And like, one of my teachers says, if I'm looking someone up and they don't have a website, I don't even consider them. Like, if they have a Facebook page but no personal website where I can get contact details or any other thing like that, then they like don't consider them for hire, which is very terrifying. And it's just hard. It is very hard for me. And especially because it feels weird to be a female in punk rock. Like, I know that there are some people. Hayley Williams is the only one that comes to mind because I don't know anyone else's names because I'm bad at names. But like, everything hurts. Names, pronouns, gendered words like boyfriend and girlfriend, certain styles of clothing, going outside. And this isn't going to be something that I can solve overnight, obviously. And considering the fact that I probably am gender fluid, it'll never be solved. It'll continue to fluctuate until the day I die, pretty much, as far as I can tell. And this is just the most difficult, especially as I'm trying to build up a career, and especially as I'm trying to like form relationships to help me, make the currency. Or even if I was like working in retail and like I had to tell, yeah, my manager my name, and it's like my legal name is Emma, but what name do I prefer? Like, do I go to work and like then have a breakdown one day because my legal name doesn't fit me at all? Um, yeah, it's not good. I don't exactly know if there's a conclusion to come to here, but I hope that you guys are patient with me. And if you have any like suggestions, put them in the comments down below. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate your guys' support.